Saludos y bienvenidos a Richard nuevamente. El último episodio terminó con una de las muertes que yo más esperaba, que era la de Godbrand, porque Godbrand era el bocón, porque Godbrand era el que hablaba. Y se dio de todas las maneras que yo esperaba que se diera. Porque yo pensaba que le iba a matar Trevor, o que iba a ser Alucard, o que iba a ser Sifa, que le iba a hacer algo. No que iba a ser Isaac. O sea, ¿de qué estamos hablando? Pero ya vemos que fue una muestra de lealtad de parte de Isaac, que ya vemos que es un tipo competente porque pudo matar a uno de los generales de Drácula como si nada. Lo que es traición, pero como quiera, o sea, no es para menos. Así que vamos a empezar para ver, porque aquel terminó justo en la muerte y quiero ver qué sucede. Recuerden, mi nombre es Richie y vamos a ver esto. Vamos a continuar la serie. Skip. Ahí tenemos al asesino. Se ve tan tranquilo y tan mortal. Esas no pueden ser las cenizas de Godbrand. Él no puede humillarlo de esa manera.
Await the word. My work here is almost done. Nothing here but lost children and confused old men. The end of this will be practically merciful.
Ella va a morir fácil.
Really? How hard can it be to find Godbrand of all people? There has to be a limited number of things in this castle that he can drink, sleep under, or attempt to have sex with. He must be somewhere.
He's in the air. Míralo, volando en cenizas. O sea, él no guardó ni el pin. Él lo botó. Con este tipo nada. Mira yo, moviendo el mouse y todo aquí a lo loco. Estos llevan como 3 días ahí metidos.
You know, for coming from an oral memory-based culture, you're very good with books.
It would have been a poor education if we hadn't been taught to read things to add to our memory stores. But I am coming to the conclusion that my people are idiots, and we should have written everything down.
Everything?
Yes, all the things. Look at this. There's more in this room than a million speakers could carry across 2 generations. This is insane. And the sheer breadth of information about the castle is staggering.
But how much of it is useful?
Well, I do have questions about Trevor's ancestors. I discovered an entire box of spells about penises.
You're certain it was one of his ancestors? You didn't find it under his childhood bed?
Stop testing him, Alucard.
I am concerned I have thrown my lot in with a demented infant.
I imagine he has similar concerns about you.
I am also concerned that you enjoy him too much.
And what is that supposed to mean?
He is unreliable, emotionally damaged, and apparently very distracting to you while you should be focused on the task at hand.
Oh, am I not working hard enough?
And he's a drunk, and he's self-destructive, and anybody trying to hold on to him may well simply be dragged down with him.
Así es que le gustan, ¿no?
You're afraid. You worry that you might have made the wrong choice. So you're trying to make him prove himself again and again by constantly provoking him. You forget, Alucard. Trevor didn't get to finish out his childhood. He is not the man here who may not have grown up.
Well, that's ridiculous.
And if we don't get this done, then we're all failing. Aren't we?
We can't fail.
Wait. Get me that volume, back there. With the red spine.
What have you found?
I'm not sure. The ritual language it's written in has forked a couple of times over the years.
Can you read it?
Not without that book. It's based on Adamic. I recognize the roots. Now, that book there claimed to be written in a language called High Remembrance, which I've heard of. This one has the Adamical roots and some of the structure of High Remembrance, I think. Give.
I haven't heard of Adamic.
Take a look.
Interesting. I see threads of Chaldaic in it.
You're rather well read yourself.
I had entirely different books under my childhood bed. My father was a polymath, my mother was a doctor, and I grew up very fast.
What does that mean?
I'm being literal. I aged very quickly.
That may explain something.
What?
Perhaps you're just an angry teenager in an adult's body.
It makes sense.
You can spend so long in a castle that you can forget how the sun feels. Don't you think?
I like the castle. The stone stays cool no matter where we are.
You like the cold?
When I'm cold, I can eat meat or throw a cloak on. I spent my whole life in hot places. You can't escape heat. Keep walking. Vampires have sharp ears, and you said we needed to talk.
You're concerned about the others hearing us.
I'm not a fool, Hector. If you weren't concerned, you wouldn't want the conversation out in the daylight.
I just didn't want to be interrupted by arguments.
They are good at arguing.
I used to liken them to wolves or bats. A strong sense of community, acting as one. But lately, I see the vampires as cats, swiping, hunting, or ignoring each other.
You think of vampires as animals?
In a way. They are pure creatures. They have grace. Animals don't act with malice.
Cats play with their food all the time.
True. But it's not malicious. There's joy in it.
Not for the food.
True. Son gente sabia.
So,
The cats need herding, Isaac.
that's a good way to get your eyes clawed out, Hector.
I mean it. Dracula gave us the task of creating a war plan. But between his generals and their fighting, and his own attitude,
And what attitude is that?
he doesn't care.
He cares very much. He wants all of the humans to die. He's quite clear on that.
That hasn't escaped me. My point is that he doesn't care how. We're failing him.
Oh, are we now?
Yes. We need to assert an order to the war. We're the agents of his rage, not the paintings of it. We can't just thrash around.
What do you want, Hector?
I want to present a united front. I want a plan. I want to move forward and get this over with in an orderly manner. I want you to agree to move on, Brayla. I know that, strictly speaking, we've never really been friends.
It seems counterproductive to cultivate human friends when we're engaged in the project of ending the human race.
Literal.
But we are on the same side.
Is this where we kiss like Benedictine monks from different monasteries?
I don't think I've ever heard you try to tell a joke before.
You still haven't.
All Dracula hears is the noise in the war hall. He needs us to be the clear voice over that noise. He needs us to speak in one voice.
He needs us to be loyal.
How is it disloyal to provide the guidance he requested of us?
If it's serving you and not him. There are people in the court who have their own plans, their own agendas.
I am loyal to him and his intent. But he asked for a plan, and we need to give him one unambiguously. We go to Brayla, prevent a diaspora by boat, and then proceed along the coast from there. What do you say?
Well, It will please Camilla, so I distrust it. But it would stop her from making mischief for the moment. And it would get the war room pointed in the same direction. I imagine it would even make Godbrand smile.
Qué sucio.
Don't talk me out of it.
Qué sucio. Que lo hará reír es como que yo lo maté.
Isaac agreed.
That's good. That's very good.
And the night creatures I
Isaac los va a
forged
limpiar a
for you
todos
arrive at
solo.
destination soon.
Hector, you are a marvel.
What now?
Now we'll wait a short while for Isaac to settle, and then we'll have him accompany us to Dracula. Present a united front. Dracula will have no choice but to agree to the request of both of his forge masters. Brilliant, Hector.
Me huele a que Isaac va a decirle algo que va a
Quick,
contradecir eso.
Orderly and merciful war.
Just as you wished, Hector. You have caused this to happen.
Ah, le estás
Be
llenando
proud.
mucho los ojos.
I admire your resolve.
Ah, come on. Te lo quieres comer. You know what I mean?
Quite remarkable. Carpathian.
Indeed. The last of the mirrors made by the Carpathian scrying hermits 400 years ago.
I must learn more about transmission mirrors one day.
There will be time enough. Soon the world will be silent.
God, yes. Listening to Hector made me wish for a lifeless world all on his own.
I find myself wishing you two were better friends.
As I said to him, making human friends seems a little pointless, given our current crusade.
True. But at the end, there will be only you and him.
Presumably. He'll be coming here to request you approve a move on Brela.
Why?
Hector doesn't like it when the animals fight. Camilla has the court whipped up. Discord is loud. It bothers him.
Is he still loyal?
Oh, I think so. There's betrayal abroad in the court, but Hector is a simpler creature than that. He just doesn't like the arguing.
So the generals are going to betray me.
No. If anyone actually approached the verge of that, they would be taken care of without you ever finding out about it, my lord. It is simply in the air, because they are frustrated.
So, if I let them go to Brela, they'll stop scheming and whining.
I think so. It will give Camilla some power, but that's not a bad thing.
No. The war room will speak to you and Hector in one voice instead of a dozen.
Indeed. And at the end of the day, you don't care. So long as the war continues.
Fine then. I'm tired, Isaac. There was a time that I would relish the details. There was a time. A time when the smallest details of death delighted me.
Ahora
I
el flashback.
remember when the merchants of Kronstadt disrespected me.
En la imagen de comienzo del episodio se veía algo
Spending
interesante.
a delicious few days gathering information about the town and drawing my plans. Stealing up the river at night. Setting fires in the town, knowing that the merchantmen would send their wives and children out. But go to retrieve their most valuable goods before making their escape.
Todo es volar cocote, brother. Oh. Oh, wow. Wow. bañándose la sangre. Como gozo y todo.
Of them had offended me. At the time, I saw no reason to harm anybody other than those 40. And I painted my picture accordingly.
Con la sangre pintó. Dracula es super metal. Se salvaron todas ellas y los niños. Come on. Come on, man. Todo impaled. Para que los vean en la montaña cómodo.
But those times are long gone. Let us just conclude this thing.
Él lo dice como si nada, como ustedes. Yo hacía eso cuando joven, vacilaba así.
Isaac, we were looking for you.
I was admiring the mirror.
My Lord Dracula.
My lord.
Yes, yes, we all know who we are. What do you all want?
Very well. Hector.
We would ask you to consider moving the castle to Brayla to conduct a full-scale destructive attack on the port.
To what end?
To seal it and discourage escape by river to the sea. Then we turn inland, having landlocked the humans and turned their country into a prison.
I agree. They make a good case. It unites the court. It lets us move forward.
Brayla, fine. Brayla it is. I no longer have the strength for these petty decisions. Amuse yourselves. We will go to Brayla ourselves, so long as they all die. That's all that matters. They all have to die.
Thank you. A great victory awaits.
Yes, yes. I'm tired. Tell me when you're ready for me to move the castle to Brayla. Get on with it.
I will stay, Dracula, until this is done.
It doesn't matter. So long as they all die. That's all.
Está sumamente herido.
They all have to die.
What now?
Now I ensure my forces will be in place. Then we inform the War Council and convince them that this was their plan all along.
Some of them will wonder why this is where you're interested, after you so loudly brought up the issue of Belmont and Alucard.
And I have already had you forge me the means to deal with that issue. I am in control, Hector.
You are.
Yes. He could have done it. You could have done it. Any of the generals could have done it. But I had to. Do you know why I had to do it? Because I am surrounded by children and animals and dying old men. There are perhaps 4 other women in this castle, and they all glare from the edges, either disempowered by posturing man-children, or too paralyzed by sheer fucking rage to do anything.
Ella va a coger lo de ella.
Child or animal?
Puppy, somewhere between the two.
I thought you wanted me to believe you respected me.
I did. Now you're implicated, so I don't need to. You're hip deep in this now, puppy, and the only way out is forward. Come along.
Ella va a volar en pedazos. Si Isaac mató a Godbrand, él va a matar a Carmila. Obligado. Pero está con los chambones por fuera la chancla. No, lee a las millas.
Oh, this is Trevor!
What?
I have something!
When I say what, that doesn't mean I would like to ask even more questions.
Would you please? Oh, you're the most annoying. Just stop!
I'm coming up.
I think I found a locking spell. Wait, listen. Your family have an entire literature here about the castle. They tried for centuries to eliminate its main advantage. It transports itself through magical means.
Right. So you can't attack it if it just jumps somewhere else.
Yes. So some clever Belmont eventually formulated most of a locking spell. A method to catch the castle and lock it down to a single location so that it can be invaded.
Most of it.
I can finish the final clauses of it myself. It's all based on Adamical structures.
You keep saying that word.
Adamic is the original human language. The one spoken by Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The one that was split into all other languages at the Tower of Babel by God to prevent human cooperation.
Lo dice claro.
Is that how you understand that story?
Oh yes, the speakers are the enemy of God. We live in cooperation and hide our stories inside ourselves so he cannot strike them down in jealousy. Oh?
Wow.
See? God hates me.
See? God hates me.
That's probably not God.
¿Se acabó? Come on, esto me tiene a mí mal. Vamos a terminar este video aquí. Recuerden darle like al video si les gusta el contenido, suscribirse al canal, darle a todo. Espérate que esto empezó muy rápido. No puedo empezar el 6 todavía, no puedo. Así que, sí, dejen comentarios, denle like a la campanita para las notificaciones y nos vemos en la próxima. Se cuidan.